Thank you for the sandwiches. You really don't get this taste over here.
Don't I know it? The food here always makes me miss our commune more. Well, food and other things. I know you must feel the same way, or at least that's what your mother said you wrote in your letters to her.
I didn't expect the outside world was gonna be like this.
Like what? Polluted? With no clean food? We've warned you of this your whole life.
Yes, but I didn't expect it to run this deep. There seems to be no way to escape it at all.
Well, Meghna, you can't expect everyone to be able to dye their own clothes without benzines or keep acres of land to grow organic corn without phosphates. Not all communities have similar means.
No, you don't understand. These people, they don't know where their food comes from. I asked them when they were giving me dinner the slaughtering practices that they use on their livestock, and they looked at me like I was being unrealistic. It's like all they eat comes from aisles and aisles of packaged food. I thought maybe fruits or milk would be better, because why would you even need to package that? But no, even those come in boxes and packets.
I see you've experienced firsthand what we always told you about this outside world. It's always like this when someone runs away from us, thinking we have fed them lies.
But I wasn't told any stories. Ananya only told me what she had heard from the delivery boy.
And he couldn't have lied to her to get her over on their side? We never told you how evil and manipulative these people could get.
She only said that they understand better, that there is more freedom. And you know she'd been saying all of that since before meeting that boy. The whole thing that no one can tell her who she can talk to, who she can be friends with, who's appropriate, that was her stance since before.
And who's to say they couldn't have influenced her further, fed her ideas to lure her away from us, and then treated her badly when she got here.
But all of them shouldn't be like that. She said that they'd be understanding of my situation. They would have helped me out, helped me lead a happier life.
Oh, Ananya and all her stories, her delusions. Where did all of that lead her?
They weren't delusions.
We have had enough of Ananya and her ideals. Apparently, our teachings weren't good enough for her. The world we built for her, where we cared about our nature, our dhara, was so corrupted she would rather have come to this hellscape to live in. We taught you about sustainable agricultural practices and biological pest control so that we would not have to harm the environment that sustained us. We taught you how to make your own clothes, how to dye your own clothes. We taught you how to heal the disconnect between the worker and the product. We taught you all these things so that you would make more mindful choices. Choices that wouldn't harm the environment. Choices that will help you coexist in harmony with nature. We raised all of you in such a community because we felt that was the best educational method to help you grow into responsible adults. We created a community, a family that valued the health of the environment that we lived in. But all of that was not good enough for you.
I am grateful for my family. I know they only mean well, but I didn't run away because I wanted a better life for myself. I ran away because I was scared.
I'm sorry I had to see that. But you know, all our trials need to be public. We do have some integrity, even if your friend thought otherwise.
That wasn't a trial. That was a public condemnation.
The trial by the people, Meghna. The commune decides its fate, so it also passes judgment on those who willfully tried to harm us. If you must know, Ananya had in the end apologized and agreed for her fate to be decided by all of us, her family. It was unfortunate, but it wouldn't have happened had that boy not filled her head with his schemes.
But maybe she was misinformed, like you said yourself, because of the delivery boy. That's not her fault. She didn't try to harm anyone. She only talked to me, and maybe she made plans to leave with the boy, but that's not harming. To stone her publicly for just that, how is that justified?
There, Meghna. I think you're not aware of what your best friend did. I thought you'd know better. We wouldn't go so far as a public trial every time someone wanted to leave our community.
What?
She was poisoning us. Meghna, she was putting pesticides into our food, into our fresh produce. She somehow got a bottle of malathion, which, mind you, is banned by even these people's laws, and poured it over our harvest that we had just brought in. I assume she thought no one would notice, but we were vigilant enough to nip her plan in the bud. Yes, it is discouraged for members of the community to fraternize with the public, but Ananya went much further than that. She tried to hurt us all. She never thought about the health and security of the people who had raised her. She never thought about her friends.
She wouldn't do that. She loved her family. She cared about all of us.
That's what we thought too. But over these last 2 months, we have learned not to put blind faith in the members of our community. Love can make one overlook the most terrible flaws. She sold you a false narrative too. You have to see that. She told you about an empathetic and compassionate world. But what do you get once you're here? People who think you're unstable, who don't listen to you, who ridicule you, Meghna. Their police put you into rehab as soon as you got here.
I knew, or I guessed where I was put in was not normal. But it's not like they don't try. We have one-on-one counseling sessions and group therapy, and they've tried to talk to me, to understand where I'm coming from. It's just that our experiences are so disparate. They're taking time to understand.
You settled for too little, child. Come, let's take a walk. You tell me, has anything good come out of this needless talking? Have you unearthed anything significant?
Well, there is this one person who seems genuinely interested in what I have to say. He's never passed comments when I told him about my house, my education, and the routine works that I did in the farm.
I see. And do you talk to this man often about the work you did, and where was it exactly?
Well, the meetings are weekly, so that's been about 4 times, I guess. And that I worked in the first collective farmland area. Also that. He asked such interesting questions about the plants we grow and the farming practices that we used. No one was interested, but he was. So they all can't be mocking and selfish, can they?
He had questions about farming practices. Anything in particular? Because I never knew they were willing to learn anything from us.
Well, yes. He had questions about the second collective farmland area. And I told him I never worked there. I knew we grew some medicinal plants, some rare cactuses, which is all I told him. He had questions about how we grow those plants and what breeds we had, but I could only tell him about the peyote cactuses.
So he was digging for information, and you enabled him? You told him about the plants that we use so that he can use that information against us? I'm sure they must be going to his law enforcers and telling them all about our farming practices so that they can invade our homes and take away our freedoms.
But there wasn't wrong in whatever we did. He didn't seem suspicious when I answered his questions.
And why would he? They all know how to mislead and cheat and manipulate.
Oh, stop with your words. This is what Ananya told me too. That you told her that she wasn't thinking clearly, that she was making friends with the enemy. And no, that is not as forgivable as you make it seem. You threatened her. You threatened her with harm and then she died. You made her scared. And now I'm scared of you. Did she actually poison everyone? Because I can't believe that. I only saw her strung up on stakes while the crowd shouted and threw rocks at her. And the crowd hit people we grew up with. Our elders, our neighbors, people we were told we can trust.
Well, I never thought we'd come to this. I came to meet you at the behest of your mother because she was concerned about you. Because you sent her long, rambly letters about the people mistreating you here. Apparently it doesn't matter as much to you now. I came to take you away from everything. But if you so much trust in them, you should actually stay. They've called in their reinforcements, I see. you know what? You should stay here. See how the systems work, and you might have some interesting revelations. And anyways, I've got some friends, and not all of them are in the commune.